Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, good news for Aaron Rodgers and bad news for Jimmy Fallon.
I can't help myself. It's a thing.
We're breaking it all down in the hot dish. Then meet the Minnesota native who's starring in a new Disney Channel show. He'll join us live.
What is this, Leo? What is this?
$10?
Yeah, you want it?
No, I'll just put my fruit on the refrigerator for $10.
And we all need a good laugh, don't we? We are looking back at some of our funniest moments. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the show. We are live. Live, I tell you, from our studios in the Twin Cities. We'll say hello to our virtual audience in just a little bit. But first, let me say hello to the TV audience. Hey, everybody, I'm Jace. Please give it up for my sidekick sister from another mister, my second half, my better half, from 10 to 11. It's Kendall Mark, everyone.
Hello. Only from 10 to 11, though.
Yeah, then I have a better half for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I mean, you have one in the morning, and then you have me, and then you have the afternoon. And
I have a lot of spouses. I have
do.
a radio spouse. I
Yep.
have Lex and Dawn and Kenny. He's kind of a spouse. And then I have a TV spouse. That's you. And then I have a real spouse. You know?
I'm surprised.
I'm very married.
I'm surprised Jeff didn't make the cut on any level of that.
Jeff is. You know what? Jeff is like my brother. You know? Like
Your
the
real brother from another mother.
My real brother from another mother. Yeah. It's like we little two peas in a pod. You know? Two peas in a pod that we fight sometimes. But anyway, that's why I love him. So you saw that. Well, actually, let's say hello to the audience first. Hello to Chris and Tony. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Chris, I'm going to start with you. Good morning to you. Where are you zooming in from?
Minneapolis.
Tony is in Minneapolis, okay? And then, Chris, where are you zooming in from?
Eden Prairie.
Oh, right down the road. You know what, Chris? We're right down the road from you, so we're gonna close up shop here. We're just gonna come to your house. Is that okay?
Perfect. That's great.
We'll have a mask on. We'll be safe. We'll just do the show from your house. Do you have any breakfast items there for us?
Yes, I got eggs, bacon, sausage,
Oh.
toast.
The hell are we doing here? Let's go. Come on, gang. Let's go to Chris's house. Well, we'll
I
check.
got cream for your coffee.
Okay.
You know, whatever you need.
Whatever we need. Kendall, why are we still here?
I don't know it. Jeff,
Leo?
he
Leo in the
left.
control room, close up shop. We're going to Chris's house. Let's put on a rerun. We'll check in with the audience a little bit later. You saw in the little, we call it the cold open right there, little tease ahead. Director Leo, we went to his house for a garage. He was having a garage sale. Because our thought is we all need a good laugh this week. You know, it's been a rough week. It's been a rough year, et cetera, et cetera. So we are pulling some of our favorite stories that made us laugh that we think will make you laugh. And number one was this one with Director Leo. He lives right down the road. So executive producer Jeff and I got in the car and we surprised him and his neighbors at his yard sale. And this all came about because former producer Carl of The Jason Show, we've had 3 producers in the history of the show. We had Shane. Shane started out as a producer. Then we had Carl. And then just like Becky and Lassie, we replaced him with Ted. So now Ted is the new Lassie, you know? And then when, you know, Lassie gets old, we'll get a new Lassie. But anyway, no, Ted, when he get old, we're just going to get a new collie. But anyway, so producer Carl sent me a message. He goes, I was having a conversation with an old boss of mine, another woman in TV. And she looked at Carl, she goes, what's the craziest segment that you've ever produced? And he goes, oh, without a doubt, it happened here on The Jason Show. And what happened was, this was what, Jeff, 3 years ago? About three years ago? Fox 9, which is the station we're at, Fox 9 News, did a thing called Bear Week. So it was
bear, like the animal.
Bear.
Okay.
Yeah. It was all about bears. Randy Meyer, our one of the anchors here, he's sleeping right now. He hasn't seen 10 a.m. since the 70s. But Randy's sleeping. Randy loves bears. And he went into their meeting and he's like, I want to do a month special on bears. And then they said, sure, Randy, go ahead. Well, they didn't include the Jason show. Every other show on this, they did bear stuff, not us.
Rude.
Well, we're like we're the troubled kid. We like to poke the bear, so to speak. So we said, forget you. We don't need you. We're going to do our own Bear Week. So we went to Build-A-Bear, and we did a behind-the-scenes look at Build-A-Bear, and I made a Jason show bear, and I named her Juice Newton, and she's back there. So we'll show that story probably this week a little bit later. But yeah, I went and I made our own bear. We did our own Bear Week. We don't need Randy Myers Bear Week. We did our own right here.
How very cute of you.
Oh, look, it was a little pun by Kendall. It's going to be a good show today. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Roll it, Leo. Woo. I think Juice Newton's back there.
Why Juice Newton?
Okay, first of all, don't say it like that. Her name is Juice Newton.
Juice Newton?
She's the Queen of Hearts. She was a fantastic singer in the 80s. We're learning who will be another guest host on Jeopardy, and it might get Vikings fans a little fired up. Look.
One of my idols growing up was Alex Trebek, and being able to be on Jeopardy years ago, even though my wardrobe outfit wasn't the greatest choice.
No, it doesn't matter. Everybody's dress is very bad on that show.
They're doing some guest hosting spots, and it's going to be released here pretty soon. But I have the opportunity to do one of those.
Let's go! Did you watch Ken last night? Ken?
No, I didn't see Ken last night.
Aaron appeared on Celebrity Jeopardy about 5 years ago and beat Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary, and retired astronaut, and now Arizona Senator Mark Kelly. He says they're going to tape in the off season, and its air date is TBD. Okay. I'm going to go to you first because you're Sporty Spice.
Yep.
What do you think of Aaron Rodgers hosting?
He's good under pressure. Give him that.
Okay.
He's also, it has always been rumored that he's a pretty smart guy. So it doesn't surprise me that not only did he do well on the show, but that they'd be like, you're not just some dumb football player. Not that I think that, but that is a stereotype.
Yeah.
I think he'll maybe be a little low for a little, not downer.
Low energy?
Thanks.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I don't know. I mean, as a Vikings fan, I want to watch.
That's what I was worried about. And I talked myself out of my first opinion. And if you listened to the radio show, you heard me. At first, I was like, oh, because he doesn't seem like the most dynamic personality.
No.
You know what I mean? But then I thought, well, Jason, you don't want someone on Jeopardy. You don't want a host like that on Jeopardy. Jeopardy is a calm show.
Yeah.
It's a calm. Maybe you want someone like Aaron Rodgers. But then I thought, oh God, he's very like, you know what I mean? Very, very, very quiet. But then I thought about Justin Morneau.
Yes.
Because Justin Morneau, when he played for the Twins, I interviewed him a few times, and I always came back from the interview going, ooh, he's a little shy in front of the camera. Now he's a fantastic Twins broadcaster.
Fox Sports North, right.
So
right.
maybe Aaron Rodgers can do the same thing.
I think that his fans will want to watch because they're his fans, and I think some of his haters are going to want to watch because they're just curious and they want to see him screw up.
Yeah.
Either way, people are going to watch.
Either way, people are going to watch. Let's get started, or let's move on, I should say. Get started, Jason. The show's already started. Next on the dish, NBC may have a problem when it comes to their flagship late-night show. The Tonight Show's viewership has dropped off a cliff, and this might be why.
Jimmy, I do stand-up now outside next to highways. I mean, it just is what it is. Those early shows when you're battling rush hour is brutal.
If you just stutter a couple times, then you can get nominated for stuff. It's the eye. It's true. You're just a stutter away, everybody. Oh my gosh, you were phenomenal.
Okay, our Jason Show research team, and when I say that I mean Jeff and Ted, thinks that Jimmy laughs too much. Just constant like that. Viewership, this is the story though. Viewership for Monday's show dropped below 1 million viewers. That's the smallest audience ever for The Tonight Show. I never thought I would live, and you know I love late night. I love the culture. I never thought I would live to see the day that this would happen. Meanwhile, Stephen Colbert topped 2 million that night, and Kimmel was second at 1.6 million viewers. Now, to put these numbers into perspective, because I can't expect you, why would you know about ratings? Let's look back at how many viewers Letterman and Leno had in 2011. In November of that year, Leno had 3.6 million people watching his Tonight Show. Letterman just behind him with 3.5 million. And in its heyday, in late night's heyday, in the early days of Letterman and Leno, we're talking 6 million viewers. That's like 93, 94, 95, 96. We are now below 1 million. It is, and my theory is, I don't know about the laughing thing, but my theory is, I think even though we don't like it, because Colbert and Kimmel have gone a little more political, and in Colbert's case, very political, that's what people want right now. Well, that's what a section of the audience wants. And Jimmy really didn't contour to that. He kept doing his same Tonight Show, and the ratings have dropped since then. You may not like it. I don't like it. When I go to late night, I don't want a lot of political stuff. Like Carson, the great thing about Carson was he puts you to sleep, with a smile at night. That's what I want. I don't want politics at night. I get enough of it during the day. Your thoughts?
Do you think part of it's because we consume entertainment differently too now? I'm not saying the full drop. I'm just saying going from 6 million to under 1 million. We're on our phones. A lot of people don't have normal TV subscriptions anymore.
I'm so glad you brought up the point. The majority of younger audiences aren't watching late night shows in a linear fashion anymore. They're not sitting down at 10:30 going, let's watch Fallon, let's watch the Jimmys.
Right.
No, they're consuming them on YouTube in bits. Very few people are watching the whole hour anymore. They're like, oh, James Corden did carpool karaoke. I'll watch that one bit.
Right.
Absolutely. The erosion comes from that. But I also think a little bit of Jimmy Fallon's problem is his show really, you got to kind of change with the times sometimes. And he didn't. And I don't know.
Yeah, he's got less of my husband really likes him. I don't like his humor as much. So he's very that way.
Lots more to come, everybody. Go get another cup of Tang, and we'll be back right after this.
Coming up in just a little bit, Minnesota's own Josh Braaten is joining us live to give us a preview of his new Disney Channel series that is perfect for the whole family. Then, new year, new wines to try. Grab a pen and paper. You're going to want to try all of the new Cabs and Pinots that are huge in 2021. It's a Jason Show mug. Look at that. Let's see the price. $22 for the Jason Show mug. And it's a Jason Show throwback. Our staff ambushing director Leo's garage sale. Stay right there. It's all coming up.
First, what is your first celebrity crush?
Leonardo DiCaprio, come on.
Wow. First celebrity crush. For me, it was Joe from Facts of Life, Nancy McKeon.
Oh, no. Oh.
I loved her. She was like so cute to me. I was like, who is that?
So cool.
Yeah, that was, yeah. She was just cool. It's Joe Polnicek, man. I think that was my first one, yeah.
You know what? I just thought of Eddie Vedder. He was kind of around the same time. Eddie Vedder, Leonardo DiCaprio. We don't Ven very much.
I mean, I don't think they're on really the same list all the time. Which Leonardo DiCaprio?
He was on that show for a while.
Growing Pains.
Oh, Growing Pains.
not even close to Who's the Boss.
Anne Hathaway was found last night. Their first celebrity crush. Now this is Jeff found Juice Newton. This is the box, and the bear shall come out of the box like I came out of the closet years ago. So are you ready to see Juice Newton, everyone? This is the Build-A-Bear. Here we go. Playing with the Queen of Hearts. There's Juice Newton, everybody. Look at that. Can I get the applause for Juice Newton, for heaven's sake? Look at that. There she is in all of her glory. This was the Jason Show answer to Fox 9's Randy Meyer Bear Week right here. I got a little skirt for her. I built this myself. I built this bear from tip to tail. I'm aggressively grabbing her. I shouldn't. I should pet her.
She looks like one of those doodles. Golden doodles? Yeah, she looks like a doodle.
A golden doodle? Oh, yeah.
You know those dogs that the poodle Goldie mix?
I think she's beautiful just the way she is. But anyway, we're going to put her back in her box. She's a little...
Oh, wait, what? That's so cruel.
She
you
doesn't
take her
like all
out
the
once
attention.
every few years?
Yeah, she's like a groundhog. She's like Punxsutawney Phil. She saw her shadow, and we're going to be on the air for 4 more years. That's it.
Don't worry. I'm gonna steal her and
Okay, you can take her home. More late night for you. Kara Sedgwick was on with Kimmel last night. If you don't know, she's married to Kevin Bacon and talked about some of the things he's helped her with during the pandemic, including a waxing. Look.
But you have to like brush the hair this way while simultaneously like putting the wax on, and then taking a piece of cloth and you put the cloth on the wax and then you rip it really hard.
Yeah.
But you have to make sure that like the wax is not too hot, which it was, and it was fine. But also that like you have to use small pieces of cloth, because if you use too big a piece of cloth, like it's just too painful and too hard. I'm not saying it was a disaster, but like the fact that we did not have to go to the emergency room was just an absolute miracle. I mean, there were moments where I was like, I thought you knew how to do this. My God, what are you doing? That's such a your speech. She's like, I didn't say I knew how to do this. You said I knew how to do this. And I was like, but you're good at everything. He's like, well, I'm not good at this.
So you found the
Kara has a new comedy show on ABC called Call Your Mother, and it debuts tonight. How many times have we heard that phrase? Call your mom, and Mike, text your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the audience, to Tony and Chris. Is there anything during the pandemic that you've helped friends with? You know, Chris, is there? Oh, wait a minute. Forget the question. Chris, who do we have here?
This is Webster, and he is a petite miniature golden doodle.
Look at, see, Kendall literally said golden doodle.
Yep.
And Chris, did you just find that dog on the street, or did you really have the golden doodle the whole time?
I had a golden doodle. I have another one too.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
Doodles.
Tony, my friend, do you have any dogs or anything you want to show us?
I mean, I have a robot.
Okay, hey, I mean, you know, perfect. You know, we'll take it. We'll take it.
A wear robot too.
I love it. Thank you, guys. We'll be checking back in with you in a little bit later. Oh gosh.
I set her up perfectly.
You did. You didn't even know. You didn't even know Chris had a golden doodle.
I did not. See, didn't the Build-A-Bear look like Golden Doodle?
It does. It does. You were very right about that.
Thank you.
Have you, I've cut Colin's hair, and Colin's cut my hair. I know. And just the back.
Yeah.
And you know me, I'm very particular. Hashtag still looking for a new mermaid. But anyway, we've done. That's about the weirdest thing.
Yeah, I've cleaned up the neck.
Yeah.
I think like in between cuts,
Yeah.
I am no professional, but it does help save some money.
It does. It does. Save the fundage. Next in the dish, the reboot of Saved by the Bell debuted on the Peacock streaming. And it did so without one of the main stars, Screech, played by Dustin Diamond. Well, now this is so sad. TMZ is reporting some scary news about the former teen actor. Dustin is in the hospital right now, and his team fears it could be cancer. He checked into the hospital over the weekend after feeling pain basically all over his body, and doctors are running all kinds of tests to see what's working or what's wrong, actually. He hasn't really talked with any of his castmates on Saved by the Bell since the show wrapped in the early 90s. Very sad. And he's young. I mean, he's my age.
Right.
And you start thinking about things like that, and it's just frightening. I saw the headline, and it's just, ugh.
No, not to undermine anything. You would hope instead of some kind of like terminal cancer or something, it's something that can you treat, or something maybe like lupus, I hear does that too. Something that hopefully that he can
and
battle
not the
through.
worst, absolutely.
Right.
And I hope, you know what, it's things like this which sometimes brings people together, refocuses, makes people think of what's really important. I hope maybe the cast will reach out to him if this is true, you know, and a little bit of a reconciliation.
Right.
Because really, all those old fights, if you had fights in the 90s, do they really matter right now?
Honestly.
You know what I mean? Even if they were big fights back then, time has a way of washing away that crap. And especially when you're dealing with a tragedy. Now, look, you would hope that you would come to these conclusions before a heartbreak or before a disaster, but sometimes it takes that to slap you across the face and go, wake up. This is what's really important.
Yep.
So, next in the dish, heartbreak on Love Island. One of the most successful couples on this past season, they are over. But first, let's take a trip down memory lane.
I am so excited. Move. Oh, the harp. Oh, and there's the pedals.
Our flame, now a fire, burns bright in my heart. Our future on the outside. I cannot wait to see what is in store. I just want you to know that moving forward, I will do anything and everything to be the man you need me to be. You are the girl of my dreams. You're so beautiful. And I wanted to know if you wanted to be my girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah?
So if
Ugh. Johnny and Celie looked like they were forever. Did they? They even survived Johnny's little slip-up at Casa Amor,
I'm guessing.
yeah. Amor. But all good things must come to an end. And the couple has announced they're done. They're calling it quits. The announcement comes just a few months after the second season wrapped on Love Island. I can't remember. Do you watch this trash?
No, that'd be Ted.
Ted does, yeah. Ted watches Love Island.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say they look genuinely really excited about each other and happy, and they could not seriously. They are very, very good-looking people.
Yeah, but I don't know. Is that lust? You know, it should be called Lust Island. That's I don't know if that's love. That's
Your show is called Love Island. Of course, it's Lust Island.
I know.
Duh,
I'm
it's
just
just the PG version.
Speaking of lust,
Oh.
I have yet to get through all of Bridgerton on Netflix, but somebody told me about well, I mentioned all the nookie in the later episodes.
Uh-huh.
And during the radio show,
Yeah.
I fast forwarded to some of those scenes. Oh my goodness. I am not a prude by any sense of the imagination. I am somebody that proudly watched Cinemax in the middle of the night and looked for body parts between the squiggles because we couldn't afford Cinemax. However, oh my goodness, there's a lot of nookie.
Yep, takes you from A to Z.
Episode 6, especially, that's all that episode is.
Oh yeah, that's when I had to shut my curtains. I was like, oh my gosh, Harvey, look away. And then I shut the curtains because there were people walking down the street behind me. And I was like, this is...
Yeah. I had that happen. I lived in an apartment on the ground floor with giant windows.
Yep.
And I mean 80-foot windows. And it was like a fishbowl. And I had a rather large TV. And a naughty scene came on a movie that I was watching.
A naughty scene.
And there were passerbys. I lived by the Guthrie.
Yeah.
And tourists were walking by, and I'm like, oh my goodness. They're thinking that I'm some sort of pervy, but it's just a scene within a drama. Anyway, next on the dish, Mindy Kaling is in the process of writing Legally Blonde 3, and she appeared on Access, formerly known as Access Hollywood, with a little preview. Look at this.
We wrote Elle Woods at 40. And so how Elle Woods is at 40 versus when she was 21 has been really fun to imagine. So hopefully, I don't know when we'll be able to shoot like movies again, but it would be great to, if Reese likes the script, shooting it this year would be awesome. I'd love for you guys to see this movie.
Are we going to lean into the bend and snap, or are we just going to avoid it?
No, bend and snap is forever. Bend and snap is forever. And so, we definitely have a lot of fan favorites from the original movie and stuff. Will still be there.
I'm still not convinced we need a third one, but it does give me hope that Mindy Kaling is writing it, because Mindy is whip smart, a fantastic artist, and an amazing creative. So with her, because it all starts with the script,
right?
That makes me happy. Are you excited for part 3?
I mean, she said the iconic bend and snap will be there. I'm ready, girl. I'm on board.
Okay, yeah, you are a Legally Blonde. I don't know. I'm a mild fan. I must admit, I'm not a big fan.
Oh.
I don't even know what bend and snap means. Yeah.
Can I show you during the commercial break so you can demo it for our lovely Jib camera?
Absolutely, I would love to. Still ahead, Leslie Miller is helping us expand our palette in the new year. But next, Disney Channel star and Minnesota native Josh Braaten will join us to talk about his new TV show. He will join us live when we return. Back in a moment, everybody. Little bend and snap.
When I was your age, I practically lived in the woods out back. We'd explore, play games, breathe fresh air. Couldn't wait to stay here every summer.
At least one of us had a happy childhood.
Griff. It's only been a few days. Give it a chance. Sulphur Springs may surprise you.
It may. That's a clip from the Disney Channel show The Secret of Sulphur Springs, a time travel mystery series that follows a young boy whose family moves to a new town and takes over an abandoned hotel. Great premise. That show debuts on Friday and stars our next guest, who is from That's right, Blooming Prairie, Minnesota. Please welcome Josh Braaten. Hi, Josh.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. Before we get to the show, I love, because if people don't know, Josh is a regular on Dan Barrero's show on KFAN. Barrero, obviously a member of our family, too. Josh, I love what he calls you, one of us Hollywood actor guy.
Yeah. Pretty succinct. I mean, it pretty much explains who I am to all my beautiful friends and family in Minnesota.
My friend, we've had other actors that have, left here, gone to Hollywood. Because there's a different type of great culture here than there is in, obviously, L.A. And everyone in L.A. it's not a monolith. But how was the transition for you?
Well, I got kind of lucky in that I went to Chicago first, so I kind of got my feet wet there, and but I was only there for about a year, and I had some friends who lived in L.A., so I was able to crash on the couch and. But it was still a bit of a learning curve. I think I got my first job within maybe the first 3 weeks of living there, and all of a sudden I found myself on a soundstage on Spin City, talking to Heather Locklear while I was wearing a towel.
Josh, that sincerely should be a chapter in your book. When you write the book, that's wearing a towel in front of Heather Locklear.
Just thrown right into the fire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, you play Ben Campbell on Sulphur Springs. Who is Ben? Tell me about him.
So Ben he's a hardworking guy living in Chicago, and decides that he wants to move his family, his wife and 3 kids, down to Sulphur Springs, Louisiana, and into, as you see here, the Tremont Hotel, which doesn't look like it once did in the 80s. It's pretty worn down, and some might say it could be haunted.
Some might say. Whenever you say you put Disney Channel in front of a show title or description, immediately people think, it's just for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds. What will for the adults watching this show, what are they going to find that they would enjoy in this particular series?
Yeah, I think the adults watching they're gonna see a lot of the things that they recognize from being parents or being aunts and uncles. There's actually a lot of really cool, grounded, realistic conversations that Ben and his wife Sarah have. So it's kind of more hearkening back to, the family shows that we could all watch together at 7 o'clock on Friday nights, sit down with the whole family and the popcorn and just kick back and relax together.
Little TGIF action on ABC.
Yeah. It really has that vibe.
Speaking of ABC, when you said that about Spin City, I thought of something. So you've obviously, you've played an array of characters, different ages. Do you remember the first time you got offered a dad role and you thought to yourself, holy crap, I'm now of the dad role era of my career?
Yeah, it only happened recently. I don't know. I think, Jason, when I got to college, I probably looked like I was about 14. So I only started auditioning for dads about 5 or 6 years ago. And even like cops and lawyers, they would just go, he doesn't quite look like he's old enough. And I'm like, I'm 37. How long do I have to wait here?
I know. I think we have this in common. I have that thing too. I have a baby face. I didn't look my age until about 4 minutes ago. But
that's where the beard comes in handy.
Exactly. That helped me too. Josh, how did you get hooked up with Barrero? Did you just call in one time, or how did that relationship start?
Yeah, I think I started stalking him. I liked the show. I really liked his takes and started emailing. And I don't know, I probably made some annoying, regrettable, pithy remark about some, athlete in Minnesota. And he goes, "Oh, who's this guy?" And then that was it went from there. That was probably 3 or 4 years ago now. And it's been a wonderful experience. He's helped to change my life. I appreciate Dan Barreiro.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a member of our family. He really is. Did you guys shoot this? We have about 30 seconds. Josh, did you shoot this during the pandemic, or was this shot before last year?
Yeah, we shot the pilot about 18 months ago, and then we were 5 episodes through, and the pandemic happened, and then we had to go on the bench for a while, and then came back and had all of our wonderful COVID protocols and finished up the last 4 or 5 episodes thereafter. So it's been a long haul. We're really excited to show everyone.
Well, I'm excited too, man. Everyone will be supporting you. Thanks for coming on. Come back anytime, my friend.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Secret of Sulphur Springs debuts, as Josh said, Friday on the Disney Channel. Good on Friday. Like he said, a little throwback to the TGIF era. Still ahead, we're doing a little throwback just to make you laugh. And it involves our director, Leo, and a yard sale when we come back. Back in a moment. Welcome back to the show. It's always fun to reminisce, and this morning we're flashing back to one of our favorite stories from nearly 3 years ago. That's when our fearless director Leo had a garage sale, and we thought it would be fun to stop by to see what exactly he was selling. And did I mention that Leo had no clue we were showing up? Here's our garage sale ambush.
Okay, so I talk about director Leo. Well, he took the day off to have a garage sale today. So he doesn't know this, but we're driving to his garage sale to see if he is selling any illegal Fox or Jason Show merchandise. We're gonna do a drive-by and then ambush him. I feel like Jeff Valiant or that guy on Dateline.
Why did they say west? Who knows what west is?
Okay, so
keep going.
Yeah,
oh, it's Heron. No, it's Heron.
No, that's not what she's telling us to do. We're turning around.
Well, I have to go find the Heron.
What? Oh my God. Oh, right there it is.
Wait,
right
where?
there. It's straight ahead by where the minivan is.
Is that him in the blue shirt?
I think
no,
it's a woman. Okay, that was the wrong house. That was Mildred's house.
Left?
Or right, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I see Leo. I see Leo.
You do.
I do.
Is that Leo? Is that Leo?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
It is.
It is.
Okay.
I'm putting on my TV man disguise. We're gonna go ambush now. Like Dateline.
I hear you have a garage sale going on, sir.
Get off my property.
We're here from the Fox Corporation to make sure you're not selling any Fox crap. Let's see here. Oh, first one. He stole this from Andrew Zimmern. This is from Keith Marler's dressing room, right there. Hi, ladies. Leo's taking all your business. More quality items over there. This is nothing. We have not one, but 2 VCRs. Look at this. Wow, Leo. I don't even know what is this? Leo, what is this? $10?
Yeah, you want it?
No, I'll just put my fruit on the refrigerator for $10. Oh, look. It's a Jason Show mug. Look at that. Let's see the price. $22 for the Jason Show mug. Empire glasses from the Fox Corporation. Oh, I must have missed this in the kids section the first time. Fox's short-lived show, The Exorcist. Our Exorcist candle here. That's lovely, Leo. See, Leo, they have cocktails over here.
Not yet.
Leo, you would get more business if you had cocktails. Look at this.
That'll be later, Leo.
Look at that. They're Moscow muling it over here. Does he have a license for that? Do you know? He does. You have a license, Leo? He didn't have a license. His neighbors, they knew how to do the yard sale. They had a bar set up. It was great. They didn't care about customers. And by the way, I did steal this. Here is the Exorcist candle from Fox's short-lived Exorcist series. Leo was trying to sell it. $7 he was trying to get out of this.
Shut up.
Yep, $7. Still ahead, it's a new year and it's time to chase something different. Leslie Miller is here with how to expand our wine palette in 2021 when we come back. Back in a moment. But I'll sell this to anybody for $1 right now. $1. some of you may be participating in Dry January, not us. It's a new year, so we want to try expanding our palate instead, wine palate. Joining us with some new wines to try, Leslie Miller from Amusé Wine. Good morning, Leslie.
Good morning and Happy New Year, Jason.
Happy New Year to you and yours. And you're always on trend. You talk to a lot of folks in the business. You know what's hot. You know what's kind of out. So looking forward to 2021. I see a selection. Where are we going to start?
Well, we're going to start with expanding your repertoire when it comes to grape varietals. And I know everybody keeps going to the store, buying what they feel comfortable. So I thought I'd throw a couple of new grapes out at you.
Okay.
If you are a Sauvignon Blanc or a Pinot Grigio lover, everybody knows that we have, those folks in our life. There's a really delicious white grape that really has some of the same profiles out of Spain. The grape is called Verdejo. Verdejo comes from actually Rueda, Spain, and has a lot of those limey flavors that you can actually get from Sauvignon Blanc or Pinot Grigio. So it's perfectly in line. And you can get great Verdejos for like $10 to $12 out of Spain. Because,
Leslie, what's interesting, the minute you said that, I thought, even myself, who I drink some wine, and I know a little bit about it because of, friends like you, but I still forget, and it's a good reminder to folks when they watch our segments with you, that the grape is the name of the wine. And then it's in how is it? It's the region in Europe, right? The wine is named after is that how that works? I forgot.
Yeah, so this is actually kind of a tricky one because most of the time when you pick up a European label, you will see something like Chianti, and Chianti is the region. And then in that situation, Sangiovese is the grape. Now, this is actually just a fun little Verdejo that I picked up. This is actually Naya, which is the name of the winery. On the backside, they do tell you what the grape is here, Verdejo. But in this situation, they would mostly list the grape, but the region is primarily Rueda. But yeah, that's the confusing thing about drinking European wines is that almost everything is really named by the region. But a lot of these like newer sort of sectors as they're marketing to the United States is now listing the grape. So we're in luck.
Perfect. What's the next one?
The next one is if you're a Chardonnay drinker. And we know the Chardonnay is one of the most tagged grapes out there because Nielsen Reports always tells us it's one of two grapes that Americans buy. You like something a little bit rounder, fuller when it comes to white wines. I love the grape Chenin Blanc. And actually this states it right on the front. Now, sorry, but there's a little nudity on this label. This little bear bum here. He's cute. This is Chenin Blanc, and actually Chenin Blanc generally comes from France. You can find it in southern France. You can also find it in the Loire Valley of France. And again, Chenin is just round, it's creamy, and I think it's really gonna satiate people who love the grape Chardonnay usually.
I was gonna say, I don't drink a lot of white anymore, but when I do, it is a good bridge between the sweet wines and Chardonnay, which can be a little too Chardonnay-y for a lot of folks. Chenin Blanc is you're absolutely right. I'm glad you said that. That's a great mid-range there.
Yeah, it's creamy, it's really yummy. And then there's the whole grouping of folks that cannot stop drinking Malbec. I mean, I have so many clients that love Malbec, they love Merlot, they love those medium weighted, juicy red wines. There's a very inexpensive grape out of Sicily, Italy, called Nero d'Avola. And actually that's listed right here on the front. You can see the name of the grape. Now, Nero d'Avola is also more dark fruited flavors, really juicy, medium bodied, goes with almost everything out there from vegan, vegetarian to grill goods. But here you're really looking at like $10 to $12 for a killer Nero d'Avola out of Sicily.
Okay, let me try to say it again. How do you say that?
Nero d'Avola.
Narrow, as in like narrow-minded, Nero de Havilland?
Yeah, Nero de Havilland. It's not a javelin.
Yeah.
It's Nero d'Avola.
D'Avola.
So, yes, Nero d'Avola.
Okay, there we go. See?
Yeah.
I'm asking for all of you watching because I didn't, anyway. Okay.
It's Good. Okay. And the last one, everybody knows that Cabernet is the second. It's actually the most tagged grape out there as far as the most widely planted grape in the world. People love, love, love Cabernet. They cannot lie. So when it comes to big bodied, full grapes that really kind of gives you the weight that you're looking for, I love this grape. It's called Aglianico. Now this one's a little bit more difficult here, but you can see it at the top. Aglianico. Aglianico is a beast. If somebody says that there's not another grape out there for them outside of Cab, Aglianico is the grape. And this actually comes from the Mount Vesuvius area, Campania of Italy. And it's rustic. Honestly, it's really, really gritty. So if you kind of like having like a glass of maybe asphalt in your glass, this is it. But it's ferocious, and it's really meant for some of those folks that love big wines.
Before we go, because for the normal consumer, when we walk into a Certix or we walk into an independent wine store or whatever, and we see the regions on the labels of like, okay, here's Italy. We did, if memory serves me right, both of those are from Italy. What is the main theme, or what is the main thing about Italian wines that's different from, say, like a domestic wine? Is there a characteristic is the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, amazing question. Italy, when we're blind tasting, Italy is always the highest in acid, whites, reds, rosés, sparklings, and they always have this like super minerally component to them.
Got it.
So really, really high acid is really what you're looking for. If you love to have your mouth salivate and you love to eat food, you just go straight to the Italian section.
Got it. There you go. Helping you out when you go to the store. Thank you, Leslie. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
For more Leslie, go to amusewine.com. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Stay with us. Hello to my Aunt Char and Uncle Stan watching the show live, I think for the first time, down in Florida. Hope the weather's going well. Love you guys. Also, checking social media, Darcy's watching too. Kendall, she wants to give us $2 for our Exorcist candle.
Plus shipping?
Let me ask her.
Okay. It's a big deal.
I'll pay for shipping for her. She looks nice.
Okay.
Darcy, it's yours for free. I'll give it to you right there from Fox's short-lived show, The Exorcist. You can stay connected to our show on social media just like Darcy. Check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Just search for Jason Show TV. We're going to take a break. We'll be wrapping up the show with our bubblegum goodbye right after this. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Let's say goodbye to the audience. Chris and Tony. Guys, thank you so much. Ooh. Chris and Tony, thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Chris, is that the same dog or is that a new one?
No, it's the same dog.
Okay. The monitor's far away, so I can't see. It's such a beautiful puppy. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. If you want to sign up for a virtual audience, you can find it at the top of our Facebook page. It's time for our bubblegum goodbye. Kendall, you ready? Let's see what this question is today. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me see here. Mm-hmm. What is your favorite smell?
Vanilla.
Oh.
Is that... Yeah, I think vanilla.
Like if you're going to do a candle, like if you could only have one candle for the rest of your life.
Oh, vanilla or else spiced apple or else campfire.
Holy
That
Yankee
was a
Candle.
lot.
Okay, that was
I'm
a lot.
sorry.
But wait, say those again?
Well, I love vanilla. That's like my scent, my go-to scent.
Okay.
I love like a good spiced apple in the fall.
Okay.
And I just like the campfire smell, like a real life campfire.
Got it.
Mhm.
Okay.
You.
The apple one, that's too much. I always think of like those candle stores that's overwhelming.
Oh.
Yeah, the spiced apple.
Bad candles.
My favorite is actually like clean linen. There's a Glade plug-in,
Mhm.
clean linen smell. That's my favorite. I don't like overwhelming things, like
Right.
overwhelming smells. That I like. And then my favorite smell on earth, thanks to Aveda, is their cucumber mint. They have lotion and shampoo and body wash.
Yeah.
It is the most amazing scent.
Huh.
I don't know what it is. It's cucumber and mint, but I don't know what's all in it. it is so good. It's.
I feel that. There's the Victoria's Secret Love Spell. It's like a really cheap spray. I have it in my car. It's the like if I'm stinky and I just need to.
Oh, it's a Vicky's Secret perfume?
Yeah, it's Victoria's Secret Love Spell. It's cheap, ladies. I tell you, it works.
Okay, there we go. Cucumber, 2 recommendations.
2 recommendations.
Love Spell and Aveda Cucumber Mint. Tomorrow on the show, a very rich Dax Holt will join us, maybe for the final time ever. Plus, a woman who sold her house and decided to live the tiny house life. I don't get that. I can't wait to talk to her. That's tomorrow. But right now, if you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you're doing it wrong. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching.